Still, would that be enough, Abdul? Do you think 143? I just feel that that's below par. I doubt so, because again the inside edge. There's drift from him, bowling quicker through the air. It beats him. This time going for the wild slog over mid-wicket and missing it. 18 done, 50 for the high performance side with 9 extras being bowled so far. Sagar continuing from the pavilion end. Bowled well so far. Beat the bat the last over. Short extra cover and a slip in place. Once again, beautifully bowled there by Sagar. Just speaking to one of the Nepal fielders during the drinks break, and they mentioned how difficult it is to even grip the ball at this stage with the cold weather. That's beautifully bowled. Once again, getting turn, bounce, beating the outside edge. Not the easiest conditions out here, both from a batting and bowling perspective. Driven on the offside for a single. Canada definitely needs to get a move on now to put a competitive score. 51 for no loss, but the run rate, the current run rate right now is 2.71. Tossed up this time, driven down the ground to long on or another single. On screen. Yeah. 19 overs gone, 52 for no loss. good there. Holding a tight line. Good battle between bat and ball at the moment. Bowler seems to be on top. Once again beating the outside edge. Good bowling out here. Kushal has some good variations in his kitty. We've seen a few balls going through straight, and that's the one to look out for the batter. Looking for the single, sent back. I think it's about time now, Abdul, that the Canadian batters take the initiative and try to be a little more positive. I just feel that currently they are stuck in between. True, because after this over, they'll be halfway across and still we haven't crossed the 80 mark, which makes me question the approach of the batter. 20 overs done, 53 without any loss of wicket. Continue with Sagar Dhakal. Play and a miss there. The keeper as well, not just batter. Will miss on that and it'll trickle away. I think with one buys, the batter has got quite complacent, thinking the ball will sweep into the boundary. This is an eye-opener for the batters of the high-performance team, because they cannot just rely on the boundary or on the pace of the ball. They'll have to make sure they continue running between the wickets. His boundaries have been hard to come by. But I also see, Abdul, the batters being a little subdued. I don't think they have taken enough chances as well. I know, because having more 9 batters to come, you need to take that risk, because you're only giving your fellow batters very little time. You've given yourself enough time, enough room and space. Now, I think it is high time for the batters on crease to take on the charge against the bowlers, because if they're going to not express themselves, if they allow Nepal to strangle them, and Nepal is too good doing that. And we see first signs of that. charging down the track and hitting it over the mid-wicket fence for a boundary. I beg your pardon, it was a one bounce four. Didn't really cross the boundary. Need that. Ajay Veer Singh goes down the track here using his reach to send it to 4 runs. That was a hard hit shot collected by the end of the over. 21 done, 59 for no loss. Batting on 26 of 69. They need a couple of more hits like that. So batting on display, we got literally all the wickets in the bank, and as we have seen in the last few games, they need to get at least 170, 180 to make things interesting. This will be Kushal from the northern end, beautifully bowled once again. Spinners applying a lot of pressure. Kushal once again. मेरे को भी है क्या ऑप्शन? नहीं मेरे को भी है क्रीम चीज देगा क्रीम देगा और him no cheese for me. Trying to sweep this time around. End of the 22nd, 60 for no loss. High performance Canada, as we see the conditions becoming a little too dark. Some rain expected. We hope that it keeps out and doesn't rain a lot. And we would want to see a tight game. Early signs of some rain. We see a few droplets. The scenes are quite dramatic here at King City, especially all sky being greyed out. Looks like we're here for an epic battle between high performance team and Nepal. They haven't been pragmatic here, the high performance side. The signs of drizzles here. The rain getting slightly more thicker as we speak. That's a beauty for LBW. That was a close one, I believe. Indeed a close shout, Venu. And unfortunate to see that rain's getting thicker and heavier. rain's got a little too heavy now. We might see the umpires consulting each other. And another appeal for caught behind this time around, and it's given him. That's the first wicket down for High Performance Canada, just on the brink of the rain break, I believe. It's just not the batter who's crying, it's also the sky crying for Ajay Veer Singh with that dismissal. The rain gets heavier, and the fielders will be taking off the field. Then straight through, they were looking to get it as Ajay Veer Singh. There's a lot of opportunities created in this over. An appeal for LBW, and then the very next ball, getting him out caught behind. Not the best time when a batter would want to get out, Abdul, just on the brink of a rain break. He would have loved to go back into the dressing room, not out. But that's the first breakthrough. Look at that. And hard-fought combat. Arjun Saud immediately going up. An excellent take behind the stumps. Especially after getting that inside part of the bat. He did not get the outside part. It's the inside part with the low catch that was selected. It's pure reflex by Arjun Saud behind the stumps. And very unfortunate to see that the fielders had to take off from the field. This is the first time we have a rain interruption in this series, and we just hope that it doesn't be a spoiler in this last game and we see some action. The planning was pretty accurate for moving the Sunday's game to Saturday, but this was unexpected. And I think the forecast says we're supposed to receive a half-an-hour shower. But if it's going to be in heavy one, especially given condition, it's going to get very tough for the play. Very unfortunate, because this is going to be the tying game for the high performance side. If not, Nepal's got the lead here. Nepal wouldn't mind that, but especially taking that into consideration, they would definitely mind not playing a complete game, because they are going to play against Scotland and USA for the World Cup qualifier League 2. 6 games ahead of them, Venu. Absolutely, I think these games are really crucial from Nepal's standpoint. And be in contention for all the future World Cups in the ICC events. Canada is taking the top spot in the qualifier League 2 league stage, with the 12 games being played and 8-1 with 16 points. And USA is rightly tailgating Canada. So it is imperative for Canada to win if they've got any games. But for Nepal, it's just the start for them. They'll be looking desperately to make their mark, to get on with the win, especially with the performances they've shown in the World Cup 2024 and then later here in Canada against the slow pitches. So for sure, spin's going to be their attack. That is one of their fortes, without a doubt. But fast bowling has been good too. Absolutely, and interestingly, you mentioned about the US. I think the USA versus Canada is the modern day North American derby, if we can call it so. Both the teams really fighting hard and competing against each other, as we saw in the recently concluded World Cup as well. USA making a lot of noise with their famous victory against Pakistan, and also running a few other teams close, and the way they defeated Canada as well. That was a great game to watch. That might have opened up the wound for Canada, because the game was theirs till the very end, and then Aaron Jones came in. Those sweep shots has definitely stolen the game away. So with the wounds being open for Canada, they look on to fill it with heal them with the victory on others. That's going to be the ointment for Canada to overcome. That being said, we'll be joining you once the weather gets better. Stay tuned, don't go anywhere, we'll be back shortly.
हुन्छ
Welcome back after the rain interruption. We are again in dryness. Sagar Dhakal will continue from where he stopped. Little change in the batting. Yuvraj Samra will be replaced. Ajay Veer Singh will be replaced by Samra. And Mihir Patel still on the non-strikers end. The updates that are good news. Will be having 2 overs cut only. So a 48 overs game. Slip in position. Asif Sheikh. And the commentary box will be still pursued by Abdul Mukhid. That is me and my fellow commentator Venu Gopal to join me. Welcome back, Venu.
Thanks, Abdul. And good afternoon to everyone watching this game live. Short interruption, but we're happy that the game is not affected that much. Only 2 overs. 61 for the loss of 1 wicket, 23 overs. High performance Canada.
From the umpires will be that they finish the overs as early as possible with speeding up,
Which might mean more spin deployed. And we see a lot of the players wearing those beanies on the ground, which tells you a story or two about the weather, how cold it is.
Time and time we speak that the spin has been the strength of Nepal, and it is Dipendra Singh Aire who will be bowling in for the first time for the day. Signs of turn here for Aire. Thanks to him that Nepal were able to post 180 in the second one-day game against Canada. That's where they broke the shackles and they started driving towards winning.
Yes, I think he was effective with both bat and ball in that game. A great all-round performance.
Much warm. The wind isn't as brutal as it was before. Better conditions, Venu, for the cricket and for us as well.
Slightly better, I agree. And we hope that the rain keeps out and doesn't cause any more further delays. As we see Aire to Yuvraj Samra, southpaw, who's been in really good touch. But away, and good fielding in the end, prevents the single. It was hit hard, and we have kept on emphasizing how cold it is and how difficult conditions this is for both batting and fielding as well.
It always haunts if in the series you've been run out. So the second game, Yuvraj Samra was run out by his partner with miscommunication. Might be playing in his head, but Mihir and Samra has played with one another for numerous games. Timed well, and the fielding has been really brilliant in the middle by Nepal.
Good cricket all around. The outfield, we predict, might get even more slower as the day progresses with some rain. And
24 done. 10 extras so far. The first wicket was lost on 61, 62.
Time for Canada to get a move on as well. We're looking to do that before the rain interruption. But I believe now is the time for them to find a way to post a good total on board. Remember, these are not easy conditions for both teams to be playing in this cold weather. Today seems to be a little more colder than the earlier 2 games that we commentated on.
Yeah, I mean, I really feel pity for Martin yesterday, who did by himself. I think terrific job by him in cold conditions.
Absolutely.
Kushal Burtel, the leggy. Nicely flighted.
A change of ends for Kushal. He was coming from the northern end before the rain interruption, and now he's coming on from the pavilion end. Would be interesting to see his approach.
Interesting field setup for Mihir Patel. And just for the viewers and to acknowledge the fact from Venu as well, you'll see that the energy and the composure from the middle of the surface will get much better because Mihir Patel and Samra's played a lot of games together, and you're able to see that communication got strengthened because Samra was denied with the single, and that will for sure change the tempo of the game.
That's pulled away, rank, long hop there towards deep square leg, and that was a hit me ball.
That's not where you bowl to Mihir Patel, especially if you want Mihir to have problems against leg spin.
I think that's one of the challenges for being a leg spinner or a wrist spinner in these conditions. Gripping the ball is difficult, and if you don't get it right, you end up bowling something like that.
That almost took the head of the leg umpire.
Once again shot and pulled away this time, but he was lucky enough to escape without being punished. Yeah, I think coming back to your point, Abdul, what also helps is that you have a left and right hand combination in the middle, which is always teasing and irritating for the fielding side. You keep changing the field, keep changing the line as a bowler as well. That's a cracking shot of the back foot by Yuvraj Samra. Beautifully timed and exceptional placement as well for a boundary.
He is terrific as an opener. He is terrific as a middle order batsman. So Samra crunches one out right there. And that was a juicy crunch from Yuvraj Samra to pick his first boundary of the innings today. 25 runs, 71 for 1 wicket.
Irie, continuing from the northern end, slightly poor over previously by Kushal, giving away a couple of boundaries and giving that impetus to Canada.
What do you think Samra does different when he comes on to bat? Because he's very young, just turned 18. I think 2 days ago, 10 years ago, he was picking apples at a farm. Today he is playing a game at King City Nepalese ground. But what do you think, Wayne, according to you, he does different to other batters? Because openers, similar to age, the same brigade, very young brigade, but he comes on with the mindset. But what's your takeaway?
I think the biggest take is the amount of time that he has. You know, he's a pure timer of the ball. You see that he doesn't try to hit the ball too hard. And that is one big quality or a trait that any batter would possess. That, you know, if you're looking to just time the ball properly and not overhit it. And as we speak, the commentators curse Abdul. He gets an outside edge. Beautifully bowled there by Dipendra Singh Irie. Caught at first slip. Unfortunate for Yuvraj, but definitely a great ball to get him out.
There's deflection from Arjun Saud. He does not put his foot wrong when he's keeping there. Too good for Samra. Irie acknowledges Samra later, but was too good for the left-hander to take that away. Yuvraj could not have done much about that delivery, but yeah, the bowler has to get the credit for that one. A great collect after a rebound from the keeper and after almost dropping it. Skipper of the side, Ali Nadeem, walks in the middle, was having a great run this season. Played for Chicago Tigers too in the minor league cricket. Won the S9 game for Spartans. Was an higher scorer yesterday of 80 odd runs.
That's correct. Unfortunately, could not take the side home, but great batting nevertheless. Deependra Singh Airi once again, turn and bounce on offer. Ali Nadeem looking for the big single.
There's no I word in the word team, so it says that it has to be a collective effort. One man cannot drag the game home.
Once again looking for the quick single, and that looks like he's just made it back. A direct hit once again. Nepal have been sharp in the field, as we have seen in the previous games as well.
Ali Nadeem, where do you think you're running? The ball's right there. Yes and a no. Mihir Patel could have been proactive. That is a very close call.
It was extremely close. I would say he's lucky to survive that.
So when you replay, a sharp throw there. What a solid eye there. It leaves us room for discussion. A lot of discussion to be made on this. We'll leave that to our viewers. All in your comments and say that what do you think about the throw? Looks like he's missed his mark, Venu, hasn't he?
Yeah, touch and go from the naked eye, but yeah, obviously we have the benefit of the replay. The umpires don't, so I wouldn't blame the umpires for that, but definitely touch and go.
On the up there, scared away back to his own crease. Could have done better here with the communication. He was looking very placid with Samra on crease.
Canada needs to be careful out here. They've lost a couple of wickets, and they would not want to be in a situation where they lose a few more in these middle overs, as we have seen in the previous games as well. That this is where the spinners come into play, and this is exactly where you see a flurry of wickets being lost, both from Nepal and from Canada in the last few games. And it's a critical time in the game.
Kushal Bhurtel. Middle order has been quite precarious for the high performance team. Very wide there. Gets lucky. Hugely lucky there for that not flying away to the boundary.
Absolutely. And good take by the keeper Arjun as well. He's been solid behind the stumps. Very safe as a wicket keeper. Here comes Bhurtel. Lightly shot outside the off stump. Placed into the deep for a single. 74 for 2. What do you reckon, Abdul? What might be a decent total today given the conditions?
I mean, to be very honest, I haven't seen the score past 200 so far in the 3 games that they've played, Canada and the high performance side. With the current run rate, it looks like 133. But I think if Ali Nadeem bats on and Mihir starts changing his gears, I think we'll be at least looking at 180 from here. Given the ability of Ali Nadeem, he says that there's a single. I absolutely not understanding. I'm not understanding why is there a reluctance and he is unhappy.
Yes, I think he's shown his intentions, and it's pretty clear that he's looking for those quick singles in these gaps. I think out of the first 2, I believe this one was much more tuned to kind of look for that single, and as we see him driving down the ground, bit of communication error between the 2 batters we have seen in the last 3 to 4 deliveries, especially when Ali Nadeem was on strike.
It plays a major role when you haven't played together and suddenly you have this chance to play. You out of the blue, you come out to bat with a batter you haven't played with. So it does keep you hindered. End of 27th over, 75 for 2. Let's put that away in the gap to give Mihir strike. I think with the challenge, it beautifies the game as well to gel up with an unknown body you haven't played with, especially the experience what Ali Nadeem brings to the table. It gives Mihir an opportunity to understand and learn the game as he is fairly in his early stages of the game. Yes, for sure, he's played under 19 Canada, has got a remarkable stats, but a lot of room to improve.
Yes, I think this is a critical phase of the game, as we discussed earlier. Both of these players need to be there, especially Mihir Patel, who's spent a lot of time at the crease, 33 of 72. He would want to convert this into a big score. Dipendra Singh Airi once again, slightly short of length, pushing him on the back foot.
It amazes me how Aire changes his flighted ball to a quicker one through the air, and then he starts to hold up. It isn't that he's only getting pace of the delivery, but he's able to get the turn 2 of the surface. So that is remarkable for him, and it surely will create difficulties for the batter standing there facing Aire.
Yes, he's a smart operator, as you can see that he has those subtle variations, and that's good enough to kind of keep the batters at bay. Doesn't have too many variations, but just those subtle ones which you mentioned about varying the pace and also the flight. There you go once again. Exceptional delivery, bounce on offer, beating the keeper as well at this stage. Oh my goodness, we saw a fielder slip for the first time. Signs of some wet outfield, obviously with the rain.
Mihir had not got any clue. He hadn't got any clue where he was playing that, especially with that sharp turn.
I think it went off the glove as he is suggesting. Just hit the glove and went between the keeper's legs.
Survives there. 28 done, 81 for 2. Well, after the survival, it has been my most discussed topic with any of the commentators I was with. Venu, this is to you as well. This has been our topic that we were discussing upon 2 games ago. Having given a chance there, you're batting on your own wicket, that's a different story. Now, the other take is that when you get an opportunity, a fielder drops your catch, does that belong to the team or is that your own chance? Because very close, very, very close. If he hasn't got any inside edge, then there was no turn on offer from the wicket. If that's an inside edge, that should have saved him, but if not, I will be wondering upon the decision taken by the umpire.
I think probably what saved him is just about outside the line of the off stump. Maybe that's the only reason why I could think, or the inside edge, either of the two. As you see, Nepal excellent in the field once again.
Aire has been a ball of energy, always standing inside the circle, keeps the pressure on the batters.
Yeah, and coming back to your point, Abdul, yes, I think the drop catches definitely, as we see another brilliant piece of fielding.
My goodness, they're always on toes, very sharp with the fielding, Nepal cricket team.
I must give it to them for that, for sure. In these middle overs, this is what kind of changes a game or the tempo of the game. And you see that on display with that run-out attempt as well, previously.
And there's no hesitation from the fielders as well, given conditions. When we talk about the weather, the environment, when it's getting cold, chilly here, they haven't given it a second thought. Would they be having any injury if they're sliding or diving, especially going into the phase where they are on national duty? They've been on point on the field here, the fielders of Nepal. He's hammered that straight to the fielder, but not the best of the timing for Ali Nadeem. You can see him is not happy there. An array of emotions, very contrasting from the fielder and the batter himself. Was nowhere in control of the shot, and a good take there near the boundary line.
Yes, that's actually a good catch. Given the conditions that we just spoke about, windy, cold, gloomy, it's not easy to pick the ball as well in that gloom at times. And the guy at deep mid-wicket took a really good catch.
Not today from the skipper. We see the heroics. He could have played somewhere else, but exactly the fielder had to move 2 inches away, and there's elation from Kushal Burtel.
He's deserved that wicket, to be honest. He bowled a really good tight over this time.
New man, Munir Ahmed Kakar. The dimension of the game could have been looked in a different way, because Mihir facing 79 balls and Ali Nadeem being new batter on the crease, he could have let his experience come into place and could have told Mihir that how about he start taking the charge and try converting ones into twos and look out for that odd boundary in the over. Because at times you cannot drive your team away single-handedly.
He needs support, and Mihir's wicket now is definitely the key. Vishal once again bowling to Munir Kakar. Good start. Nicely played as well. Watching the ball closely. And a great over. End of a successful over for Nepal High Performance Canada. 82 for 3 in 29 overs.
Aire will continue the bowling spell. What I've really liked about the formulation on the field is that they've got a slip. That slip in the games as well. It reminds us that they haven't removed the slip despite getting deeper into the overs.
Yes, good attacking captaincy and good thinking from Nepal as well to apply that extra pressure on Canada. They realized that this is the opening that they were looking for in the middle phase. The openers did really well initially by playing out the new ball, but I just feel that they've missed a trick or two by not accelerating enough in the end of, say, the 14th or 15th over till the 20th over. That was a time that they had to cash in a bit.
You know, it might be amusing to viewers and to us that has swiveled across there. Fielder in place will be only one. Is that there's a fielder there at slip for a reason, because Canada high performance team, they've been on back foot. They haven't been able to capitalize on the chances here. So if the captain's thinking that he has to put a slip there, that means that the aggressive brand of cricket hasn't been played. Just like that, the running from Mihir has been a little disappointing, because it's usually good between the wickets. It was once with Ali Nadeem. The second time, has looked a little switched off today. Because the captain, if he's thinking to keep that one slip, that means that you're certainly on the back foot.
And that too for an off spinner, with the ball coming in instead of moving away from the bat.
Because one fielder being utilized, deployed at that spot, that says that one of the regions in the ground can be vacant. The captain sees that there's no real intent from the batter to score in a certain direction, and batters turning it across. If they start changing their momentum, that puts the fielding captain on the back foot. End of 30th over, 85 for 3. Down there, the viewers might have been able to identify how the wicket's been behaving. Much required there from the batters to accelerate before it's too late, because at this rate they'll be only able to reach 135, and that shouldn't be a problem for Nepal to chase it down. A very different approach after that first defeat from Nepal. They've changed the complete outlook of the game, how they've played, the methods they've pursued.
Great, and I think even in that first game, for that matter, you saw how they fought till the end as well, taking 7 wickets. If they just had about 20 or 30 odd runs more, they could have won that game as well.
Sure that, and how about we flip our pages and go back to game 2. 8 wickets down, Dipendra Singh Aire comes to bat and he starts putting pressure on the fielders. How he was taking swiftly the running between the wickets, he was trying to put the pressure on the fielders, and from the other side, now 3 wickets down, we see that the running hasn't been so far immaculate.
You just spoke about Dipendra Singh Aire and you saw sensational piece of fielding once again. They're fighting for each run to be saved.
Because it has to come inherently from the batter. They have to inherit the fact that they want to win the games. They should not bat. They should not bat thinking about their own personal individual wicket. End of 31 overs, 87 for 3.
Beginning of a fresh over. Dipendra Singh Aire, 1 for 11 so far.
If this is how the batting is going to be for the high performance team, then this is unpardonable offense for the high performance batting side, because they've been on the back foot, they've not tried changing it, the intent from them has been poor.
Yes, I think when we say intent, it just doesn't mean hitting boundaries, but also probably looking for those singles and twos to keep the scoreboard ticking. Just as we speak, we see a pull shot being deployed, and that's a boundary.
That is needed from Mihir Patel, and why sell yourself low when you can play those type of shots there? He carved this one out. Look at that, being dropped shot. He'll have to take on those chances.
It's a rank bad ball there. Rare one by Dipendra Singh Aire, who has been pretty accurate till now. No protection in the deep there, as he bowls once again and slightly short. This time played off the back foot towards mid-on or long-on.
If he tries to play a little bit more, look at that deep mid-wicket region. Aire has kept that for Mihir to hit across the line. But that short pitch delivery is swiveling across when he sent it down the ground, playing along the line. He can try a bit more. Much better. Single being taken. Because there's one spot where there's no fielder.
This is the kind of intent that Canada needs to show now, as we've seen in this over. They really need to take these chances because we're looking at the 32nd over. It's still looking at 94 for the loss of 3 wickets. The current run rate needs to go towards the 4-run mark at least to make a match out of this. Just a reminder to our viewers, we have lost 2 overs in the rain delay. This is now officially a 48-over game. End of the 32nd over, 95 for 3.
Back in the game. How much time it takes for the ball to go to the fielder and they're leisurely running there. And harsh criticism is only given to the players who are much more capable of what they're doing, because these two have that ability to do it.
I agree. I think the intent, like you mentioned, has to be there to convert those ones into twos as well. It's not going to be easy scoring runs on this track. We have seen that in the last 2 games.
Would he be happy with the 100 ball 50, Mihir? I don't think so. As a player, how much he loves to contribute to the team, I'm sure he's not concerned for his own personal accolades, but there has to come an intent, a change of sign from Mihir to step on the gas pedal and start moving stuff for his team.
I think both of these players would realize that somewhere around that 35, 37 over mark, they need to kind of really push the scoring because they have a lot of batting to come.
A month ago, in minor league cricket USA, Munir Kakar was able to score 16 runs on the last over for St. Louis Americans. So given the ability on turf, batting against the best of the bowlers, so if Munir was able to score 16 runs in the last over, that clearly tells you that he has certainly the way of hitting, he knows the art of hitting, but he needs to pursue that.
Different conditions though, altogether. So I think that's what he's respecting. And I don't think he's done bad so far. 5 of 9 deliveries, and I think he's looked to rotate strike at least. Given how the previous batters played, he's looking positive, has some good intent to kind of put the ball in the gaps.
And it will not only degrade Munir's batting. If Mihir is on strike and unable to rotate the strike, he won't be able to be a catalyst for the game. He won't be able to change much. What is going to happen is that they're going to gift away wicket to Nepal without the strike being rotated.
Oh, that's beautifully bowled. Looks close. Really close, and the umpire raises the finger. Slightly delayed, but he waited, and saw where Munir was, right in front of the stumps. The only thing in question is the height.
That's the back pad on the thigh there. That's where he's rubbing, and I would have been disappointed with the decision if it was not in the favor of Nepal, because it clearly looked out.
as we see from another angle. Yeah, I won't doubt the umpire in that aspect. Yes, it hit the back leg, and there wasn't much travel between the ball and the stumps when it hit the leg. So,
and it is much straighter on the surface. It did not turn.
That's correct. It was kind of an arm ball, and he missed it completely. So another wicket down for Canada, 98 for 4, and now they are looking in deep trouble.
It is Munir Kakar and Mihir Patel stranded on the other side. Khyber Mohammed.
Successful over, this one for Sagar. Last ball of the 33rd over coming up. Tossed up, played down to mid-on, and they were trying to chance his arm. Slight misfield, which allows them to go for a single. Good over this by Sagar. End of the over. 99 for 4.
He was able to beat Munir Ahmed Kakar on that previous ball. Struck in front of the pad. It has been real-time difficulty for Canada, high performance side, and especially for any team for tackling the spin against Nepal. That's been their key area, how they've rotated their spin bowlers. Plenty of options in spin bowling they've got.
Yes, I think this is the period of the game wherein all these spin bowlers come and dominate the game. Dipendra Singh Aire once again coming on from the northern end. 1 for 19 so far for him. The 34th over in operation. Aire once again. Bowling to the new batter, Khyber Khan Mohammed. He's batting alongside Mihir Patel, who's on 49 of 93. That's beautifully bowled once again, getting that ball to turn and bounce awkwardly. Might be a good idea to get in one more close-in catcher somewhere with a new batter, just to put some more pressure. Dipendra Singh Aire. Good to see some sunshine, finally, after a lot of rain, which kind of caused brief interruption. The players would love to have some sun, given the conditions. Oh, that kept low. The pitch playing some tricks out here. We've seen turn and bounce, and this one skidded through. Almost not easy conditions, these. Last ball coming up. Dipendra Singh Aire. Khyber Khan Mohammed, who played it on the offside this time to get a single. End of another good over. 100 comes up for the high performance Canada team. 100 for the loss of 4 wickets in 34 overs. I think the aim here would be to utilize these last 14 overs. Remember, it's a 48 over game. Sitting out there, 100 in 34 overs. Yes, it looks a little slow, but the conditions are also favor of the bowling side, but I just feel that in hindsight, Canada would have been better off being 130 odd at this stage instead of 100. Oh, beautifully bowled once again. Sagar is really ripping it off the pitch here. Giving it a real tweak. Sagar Dakal, 2 for 19 so far. Lightly short, played on the offside.
The force has to come from the other side if it isn't from one of the sides, because someone has to take on the charge. If the intention is they're waiting for one of the batters is waiting for the other one to take, it's never going to happen. And 93 balls phased.
Beautifully bowled once again. Look at that flight. Look at that dip that he got. Look at the turn. Exceptional spin bowling this.
Sagar is making this bowling look ordinary. Just because he's able to do it, that doesn't mean that it's easy to bowl. He's giving real troubles for the batter because of his beautifying bowling. What he's able to do from the surface, it's really not easy. I think the keeper barely does a job. Oh, what an effort there from Aire inside the circle.
Exceptional fielding once again. This is exactly what we were talking about. Nepal not giving an inch to Canada. Showcasing their brilliance in the field. The urgency and the energy to kind of keep the batters down. And this is what creates a difference in these middle overs. Each and every run is important, and that's what they're trying to show. Have to give it to them for this exceptional fielding effort.
He found the gap. Sompal Kami quick on his feet there.
And with that, the 50 is up for Mihir Patel. 52 not out. 51 not out, I beg your pardon, of 97 deliveries.
Three fours.